before he became a prophet, before he split the Red Sea, before nations trembled at his name, he was a baby marked for death. This is the story of Moses, the man chosen by God to challenge Pharaoh, deliver Israel, and lead a nation through the wilderness toward destiny. Long ago, in the land of Egypt, the Israelites multiplied greatly. What began as a family in Joseph's time had become an entire nation. But a new Pharaoh rose to power, one who feared them. He saw the Israelites growing stronger and said, "What if they rise against us?" So Pharaoh enslaved them. Hebrew men and women were forced into brutal labor, building cities under the burning Egyptian sun. Their cries filled the land. But even slavery could not stop their growth. Then Pharaoh made a terrible decree.
Every Hebrew baby boy must be thrown into the Nile River.
Fear spread through every Hebrew home. But during this dark time, a Levite woman gave birth to a son. She looked at the child and knew he was special. For 3 months she hid him in secret. But when she could hide him no longer, she placed him inside a small basket coated with pitch and set him among the reeds of the Nile River. His sister Miriam watched from a distance. Then something miraculous happened. Pharaoh's daughter came to the river to bathe. She discovered the basket and heard the baby crying. Compassion filled her heart. Though she knew he was Hebrew, she adopted him as her own son, and she called his name.
His name will be Moses. You'll be safe.
Moses grew up in Pharaoh's palace. He learned Egyptian wisdom, leadership, warfare, and royal customs. He wore fine clothes and lived among kings. But deep inside, Moses never forgot who he truly was. He was Hebrew. One day, as a grown man, Moses witnessed an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Anger consumed him. Looking around and seeing no one, Moses struck down the Egyptian and buried him in the sand. But his secret did not stay hidden. Soon Pharaoh heard what happened and sought to kill Moses. So Moses fled Egypt into the wilderness of Midian. The prince became a fugitive. Far from Egypt, Moses began a new life. He married Zipporah, the daughter of a priest named Jethro, and became a shepherd. For 40 years, Moses lived quietly in the desert. The man once raised in luxury now guided sheep through dry mountains and lonely valleys. But heaven had not forgotten him. One day, while tending sheep near Mount Horeb, Moses saw something impossible. A bush was on fire, yet it was not burning up. As Moses drew closer, a voice called from the flames, "Moses, Moses," and he answered, "Here I am." God said,
"Do not come any closer. Remove your sandals, for the place where you stand is holy ground."
Then God revealed his mission. "I have heard the cries of my people in Egypt. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of slavery." Moses was afraid.
Who am I to go to Pharaoh?
But God answered, "I will be with you." Moses still doubted himself. "I am slow of speech." So God appointed his brother Aaron to help him speak. And Moses returned to Egypt carrying only a shepherd's staff and the power of God. Moses and Aaron stood before Pharaoh, and Moses declared,
"Thus says the Lord God of Israel, let my people go." No!
Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Instead of releasing the Israelites, he increased their suffering. Then God began to display his power through signs and plagues. The Nile turned to blood. Frogs covered the land. Gnats and flies swarmed everywhere. Livestock died. Boils covered the people. Thunder, hail, and fire fell from the sky. Locusts devoured crops. Darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. Still Pharaoh refused to surrender. Then came the final plague. God warned that every firstborn in Egypt would die. But the Israelites were instructed to sacrifice a lamb and place its blood on their doorposts. That night, death passed through Egypt. But every home marked by the blood was spared. Pharaoh's own son died. And in grief, Pharaoh finally broke.
Leave. Go and worship your God.
After more than 400 years of slavery, Israel walked free.
Forward to the promise.
Thousands of Israelites journeyed out of Egypt led by Moses. By day, God guided them with a pillar of cloud, by night with a pillar of fire. But Pharaoh changed his mind. His army pursued Israel with horses and chariots. Soon the Israelites found themselves trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea. Fear spread among the people, but Moses stood firm. "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." Then Moses stretched out his staff over the sea. A mighty wind blew all night, and the waters split apart. Towering walls of water rose on both sides. Israel crossed the sea on dry ground. When Pharaoh's army followed, God caused confusion among the Egyptians. Then Moses stretched out his hand again, and the sea crashed back down. Pharaoh's army was destroyed. Israel was finally free. The wilderness journey was difficult. The people grew thirsty. God brought water from a rock. They grew hungry. God sent manna from heaven every morning. When enemies attacked, God gave Israel victory. Yet the people often complained and doubted. Still Moses continued leading them. Then they arrived at Mount Sinai. Thunder shook the mountain. Lightning flashed. Smoke filled the air. And God called Moses upward. Their God gave Moses the 10 Commandments written on stone tablets. These laws would guide Israel as God's chosen people. But while Moses was on the mountain, the Israelites became impatient. They created a golden calf and worshipped it. Moses descended the mountain in anger and broke the tablets. Yet God showed mercy and renewed his covenant with Israel. Because of Israel's unbelief and rebellion, God declared that generation would wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Many trials came. There were rebellions, battles, moments of victory and moments of sorrow. Even Moses himself made mistakes. At one point, God told Moses to speak to a rock for water. But in frustration, Moses struck the rock instead. Because of this disobedience, God told Moses he would see the promised land, but would not enter it. Still Moses faithfully led the people, year after year, step after step, toward God's promise. At last, after 40 years, Israel arrived near Canaan.
Moses climbed Mount Nebo.
And from the mountaintop, God showed him the promised land. Green valleys, flowing rivers, a land prepared for his people. Moses saw the fulfillment of the promise made generations earlier to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Though he would not enter it himself, his mission was complete. Then Moses, servant of God, died there on the mountain. He was 120 years old, yet his eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. Israel mourned him deeply. Joshua would lead the people forward, but Moses' legacy would never fade. From a baby hidden in the reeds, to a prince in Egypt, to a shepherd in the desert, to the deliverer of a nation, Moses became one of the greatest leaders in history, a man who spoke with God, a man who stood against kings, a man who led slaves into freedom. His story is a reminder that God can use the rejected, the broken, and the fearful to change the world. Because when God calls someone, no river, no desert, no Pharaoh, and no army can stop destiny.